Everyone, welcome back to Pommyinoz. I hope we're all doing really well. If you are new around here, please smash the like button, please subscribe. It does mean the world to me. We've got some exciting content coming up this week. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, I will be live for St Kilda versus Carlton. Should see my wife as well because she'll give it to me if we lose. And on Friday, we have the return of an exciting series. It's going to be a bit of a season preview for the men's sides. Each side we will be going through in the build-up to the season. Some exciting stats throughout the year. And it's really your one-stop shop for AFL coverage here, with a little bit of a Pommy humour and a Pommy twist. So please get around it. It means the world to me. Do put a lot of effort in. So we're back outside today, because I recorded the video last night and I totally ballsed it up. So apologies if it's not as good as usual. But we go straight into the AFLW season. We're really near the end of it. And then we're just left with the men. And we've got a great year so far of tipping. 6 out of 8 last week. 30 out of 38 for the season. So I'm not doing so bad. I've had a few big cock-ups though. But without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Richmond versus North, we start off with then on Friday at 5:10 at Punt Road. And Richmond faced the Roos, obviously, as we know. And after gaining their first win of the year again, in the AFL even, against the Cats. And what a win it was. They controlled the footy well, they hit the scoreboard in a real big way, and they looked mighty impressive. However, this week they come up against a Kangas side who were impressive themselves versus Carlton in Tasmania, obviously, and they return to winning ways in quite what would be said a very controlled performance, particularly in the first. They have a lot of weapons in their lines, North Melbourne, and I think this one's just going to be a job too big for the Tigers. Although the Tigers look like they're gelling, I don't think there's enough gel yet to usurp one of the bigger sides. I'm going to go with North here by 15 plus. Then Saturday, Arvo, we're at GWS and they entertain the Lions, and that's at the Manuka Oval at 3:10. And GWS, they come off the back of a real tough loss against a very impressive Doggy side, it has to be said. Parker and co were really industrious with their ball winning skills, but I still have questions about the consistency of the quality of inside 50s. When it works, but when it doesn't, it looks kind of one-dimensional and very easy to defend. Lions, on the other hand, had no such dramas. They were very impressive putting away Fremantle. They're one of the high-scoring teams. They're a very potent outfit, and they look like they're hitting the straps at the right time. I'm going to give the Lions here 15 plus. Then Saturday evening, 5:10 at Norwood, we watch Adelaide Crows. They entertain the Gold Coast Suns. Now, they were very impressive last time out, it has to be said, Adelaide. They really did put on a show against St Kilda. Phillips and co, they ran riot. Ebony Marinhoff is getting a lot of the ball as well, and she's really becoming a problem, particularly down the back line in the transition. And they did that against a side who has been playing relatively well, St Kilda. Gold Coast, they ran Eagles awfully close, but their ability to impact the scoreboard against a good defence such as Adelaide Crows, I do question. It hasn't been a big goal-kicking side. Even last week against the Eagles, they didn't kick straight. And against sides like this, two things are paramount. That is your tackle pressure and your scoreboard pressure. And I just don't see it in the Gold Coast Suns. Crows should win this one by 20 plus. Then we go to Casey Fields in the evening, Saturday at 7:10, and that's Melbourne versus St Kilda. Now, Melbourne, they're going to have a lot of job on their plate here. St Kilda are a young, talented side, and both sides will want to get back into the winner's circle. Melbourne were left stunned by what has to be said an impressive fourth-quarter performance by the Pies last week, whereas the Saints came up against a real resurgent, on fire Crows side. Saints have the game style that I do believe could hurt the Demons. They play a fast brand of footy, and they can also play ugly too. They have no reason to fear any side in this comp. However, I just think the Demons still have finals in their sights, and they have enough quality and experience in vital areas, I think, to work the St Kilda girls out and to work them around the ground and get the win. I'm going to tip the Demons here 1-10. Sunday afternoon, then, we're back at the home of footy, if you ask me as a Carlton fan, and we're at Icon Park. Carlton entertained Geelong, and They had to travel to Tassie last time out, Carlton. They fought hard with no Maddie Prasparkis, but in the end the inconsistency of entries and their inability to hit targets under pressure ultimately told. Geelong, on the other hand, they got a thumping at the hand of Richmond, and this will hurt, as they would have probably earmarked that game as a maybe. At the moment, I just cannot see how Geelong will really threaten Carlton. I just don't think they can kick enough goals to compete. I think they've got a few key injuries. And with Prasparkis returning and Carlton still have that faint hope of finals, this is now the time, if they don't make finals, to finish the year strong and set yourself up for 2022. Carlton should win this one by 10 or more. Then Sunday 2:40, Collingwood entertain the Western Bulldogs. Now the Maggies have been really impressive this year, playing hard and fast brands of football, and it's exciting to watch. Davey, Molly and Livingston have really laid the groundwork for the Pies' ultimately very impressive year, and they will have to be at their best when they come up against Blackburn and her co on Sunday. The Pies were impressive against the Demons, but the Doggies were just equally as impressive, playing a similar fast-paced game and didn't really get out of second gear when they beat GWS, and that will be a concern if I was the Collingwood side. You can't really read into that because they kind of cruised it and they still put them away by 3 goals. This one shapes up to be a belter and probably the tie of the round. I am going to tip the Doggies here though, 1 to 10. No, I keep tipping against the Pies. It's not an ulterior motive. West Coast then play Fremantle at the Optus at 4:40. And you know, when you've got these derbies, I always get excited. Or derbies as they're called in Australia. I'm a big fan of them. And the Eagles got the job done last week against the Suns to register their first win of the year, and they are a competitive side effort-wise, but against the quality sides I have found them wanting at times, especially in the middle of the park. The backline is a strength and they do transition the ball well, but I don't think they do it well enough to beat Freo. Freo, on the other hand, they are flying, and last week might have been a little bit blip on their otherwise impressive year, but they were stunned, it has to be said, by the Lions. Their usual reliable forward line didn't quite get the entries needed to really put any pressure on the Lions, but I expect it's just a blip, and I do think Freo will come out firing here. I've got this one here, Fremantle 20+. There are my tips then for AFLW. It's round 6 now, we're right near the end of the year. Let me know who you've got. Please stick around, please like and sub. Like I say, some really exciting content. We're going to go really deep dive into each AFL club, and we're going to do some live streams next year on a variety of games. Be a lot of stat content, a lot of review shows. It's going to be hopefully your one-stop shop for all things AFL. Stick around, stick with me. Pom out.